And I'm going to give you the steps so that it is effective, you feel your power, and you attract with ease. Welcome. I'm Nicole Lisa, love coach, femininity coach, intuitive. Although I've worked with women, this video is for everybody. I want to say this. Take a deep breath with me. Listen to this video. This is not something that I want to reach just at the level of your mind. This is a metaphysical video to help you heal. I'm also going to state the following. I'm going to go there. Basically, there are some people, I'm going to say therapists, psychologists, etc., that are coming to this video and are copying everything that I'm saying. And I just wanted to invite you to know that I'm aware. And I've seen the videos, and I want to say this. There's a haughtiness in which you are trying to copy, trying to be better. And this is not about me. What I invite you is to see your own shadow so that you can truly embody the message and work at it yourself and not try to keep people feeling broke, keep people feeling brokenhearted or in pain so that you can profit. Okay? This is a joyful message, and everybody deserves to access joy, right? And I'm saying that with respect. I am aware. Okay? You think I'm not aware, but I've seen all the videos. It's been more than 3. So look, now that I've said that, there's a reason why I'm doing these videos, because let's say over the last maybe 5 years or 6, if you know what I'm talking about, we've all experienced a lot of isolation and we're coming back from it. And from that, when you're a seer and you're a conscious person, if you're a highly sensitive person, if you're an empath, if you're a light worker, if you, if you're an empath, you feel things a lot. And at one of the core programs or belief systems that it's important to work on and to clear, to be very practical so that you attract the life that you desire and you manifest with these, is to heal that broken heart, because your heart chakra is your biggest attraction center. You have other ones, everything works in cohesion, but your heart is your biggest magnet point, what you choose to attract. And I see like a broken heart, like an image of a broken heart, like a kind of like a caricature, and or like a wobbly heart, then you're not open to truly shining and attracting and manifesting really what you deserve. I'm getting that I didn't introduce myself, or maybe I did. I'm Nicole Lisa, love coach, femininity coach, intuitive. Yes, I've been doing this work for 12 years. That's what the angels were telling me that I needed to say. And I've been studying this energy from the inside out, day in and night. I get messages even like when I wake up in the morning or in the middle of the night. So we've all experienced a sense of brokenheartedness since 6 or 5 years ago, if you know what I'm talking about, from the isolation that we all went through. And it's an invitation for us to strengthen our commitment to attract what we want. So it's a spiritual video on what we're doing. And I also have a program called Love is Easy, and one is called Joyfully Paid, to help you get into a place of wholeness, sealing those holes. And you can see all the details there if you would like to join. So the issue at hand is, what do you do when you're a highly sensitive person? What's underneath it all for a highly sensitive person or an empath that has experienced a lot of broken heart? It's a belief that it's not safe to be you, okay? Maybe you feel like you feel too much, like you bleed out for love. That's another heart thing, okay? You bleed out for love. You bleed out to be seen. Like bleeding out, this frequency is, or like a crying heart. I see different kind of like emojis happening in the heart chakra area. And I remember during that time and up until today, even when we all went into this isolation period, I'm going to call it that, I felt how many people's hearts or souls I kind of left and then came back, into the body. And it's been wobbly a little bit since. Because how do you deal with so much fear and control? And one of the easiest and fastest ways to get your energy centers flowing again, to get them to vibrate at a high level, to help you attract like-minded people like your tribe, is to feel safe in the world. It's to feel like you can be yourself. It's not kind of like apathetic or or I might not, because you've seen a lot of darkness. You've seen a lot of evil. You've seen a lot of people, like you're obsessing over, 180 videos about narcissism, right? Some are profiting doing these videos to keep you in a space of panic. Like they're helping you heal to some extent. And I appreciate that. I've watched countless of them. I've experienced so many narcissists in my life. But what do you do that? Like your whole life is not like a recovery from narcissism, right? It's about joyfulness. It's about, I'm in my power. Thank you, narcissist, for just showing me that there's narcissists around me. Okay. But then when you're an empath and all you see is the darkness of the people and you feel like you cannot trust anyone, then there's a ceiling to the healing. Okay. And you want to be mindful of that because it leads to antisocial behavior. So some of the people that are bombarding you with these energies of narcissism and control and manipulation, and you should always be scared and you should never trust anyone, they are narcissists. They would like for you to become antisocial as well. And they want to just not, they don't want you to be in community with others, real joyful community. So I have created this system where, yeah, I know you've done heart chakra work. Yes, I know you've done sacral chakra work. You've done work on your chakras, etc. But there's something that I address within my programs that is going to make a huge difference on helping you really integrate your joyfulness and be magnetic and attract, okay? It's not just a spiritual concept. And that's what I address in the programs because I help you clear it at different levels, kinesiology based, intuition, chakra. There's different levels that I help you guide you through so that you're not walking around with a bleeding heart, feeling like it's not safe to be you and you cannot be yourself. So the issue at hand is that when you are an empath and you see a lot of darkness out there in the world and you're feeling brokenhearted, darkness could just be an ex that had ill intentions towards you, or a group of exes that wanted to kind of use you or abuse you, or narcissists, or you see things happening in the world. When you are a seer and you notice that, and you start to feel what kind of wobbly, you start to retreat, like you start to go into isolation. That's part of fear consciousness. But it's not the ceiling of what you can achieve. Because I see a lot of highly sensitive people just talking about, Earth is kind of whack. This is the frequency of the world, end of the times and whatnot. What I like to say to people is, you're seeing the darkness, but are you filling up, like, are you embodying more light, right? The light of you. When there is light, there can be no darkness. So this light frequency and performing your nervous system, like helping your nervous system to feel lighter, joyful. It's not a naivete. It's actually joy is a high state of strength in your nervous system. Joy is not happiness. Joy is not being sort of like, I keep hearing the word naive. You're not naive. You've seen the darkness and you've overcome it. And you're also strengthening your knowledge and your wisdom so that your heart doesn't break again. You're building your intuition so that you can sense when somebody has ill intentions towards you. And these are not just words, like psychological words that you read in a book or an ethereal concept that's outside of you. It's who you are, right? And it's overcoming the world, okay? So you got to help your nervous system that can be plugged into survival or to your biggest joy, if you pick up what I'm saying, right? And I recommend to clear that. Now, I'm going to give you some examples of things, examples of what this looks like in your day-to-day life when it comes to love and when it comes to money, right? And if you feel inclined to join either or both of the programs, I would love for you to join, okay? So one thing that I like to say is, okay, love. So we might have been born into a family that had a lot of brokenheartedness. Like they had beliefs that love was hard, love was difficult, love was impossible. And you'd be walking around, I hear, with a bleeding heart, trying to get people to love you, trying to get people to choose you, going into an attachment style, where you're actually controlling to get love. Okay, I'm talking about the anxious one. Then you move into, or you go into the avoidant one, and you have to prove your worth by isolating yourself and keeping people at a distance. Or you are in the ambivalent or this disorganized and you oscillate between the two of them. So, what I recommend is that you get to a secure space. And you can do that within months without having to stay connected or like doubt yourself that you could actually shift this around, because there's something that happens too where there can be a resistance to healing this fully because we can look at blame the outside world. Okay, and that's what I'm addressing. You feel like, well, if you're an anxious person, you might be like, well, I got to control because you're not fully trusting that somebody's going to choose you easily. Okay. I'm addressing an elephant in a room or something that a lot of people don't want to mention when they address this, because sometimes people want to keep you in a loop where you're just working with them forever, you know, or you're not even, it's like a one-to-one basis, but it's just a hook. It's like another anxious person. Okay, because this is the thing, like, there's one thing that you work with people that you get a lot of value from for many years. Okay, and that's okay. That's part of community. You see the value, you want to grow, like they help you grow. That's great. Now, part of discernment is actually seeing when somebody is trying to control you and they have, or siphoning you, or they need you to need them. And that can be a controlling tactic, it could be an anxious tactic, just gone dark, okay? Like dark psychology. So, and maybe because I'm hearing parents who were that way, or a grandparent that was that way, that somebody that needed you to need them, maybe you don't fully realize that when you're working with somebody in the present moment, the avoidant in you or the reactionary part of you in that, the isolated part of you, projects that out, and you might not see opportunities because you're assuming that the people around you are out to get you or use you or keep you hooked to them. Okay? But once you heal your heart, okay, you can actually sense more accurately who is trying to control you. And I really mean that. That's one of the reasons why I even, work with intuition with my clients. But you can sense things accurately with a healed heart, like a whole heart, okay? Where you accept love, you receive love. Love is a blessing, and it's who you are as well. But if there's some scarcity belief system about love, about not being able to get it, and either controlling or fear of being controlled, or cajoled, or criticized, or there's another word, coerced, or like all these energies, then you're not really letting up, because love doesn't feel all the way safe. And it doesn't feel safe to be you and to be loved and to be cherished for to be you. So wherever you fall on the spectrum, whether you're like, whether you're anxious, you're avoidant, you're ambivalent, you're like, you're disorganized, you just gotta know that real love is safe. Love is safe. Like the outside energy is not safe. Okay? So somewhere along the way you choose love, like choose love for yourself, choose that God source loves you, or like, the universe. I'm a Christian, but like, I'm not gonna shame, or create like it has to be this way. I'm just not doing that. So some people get real offended, but no, it's love. So basically, if you're in reaction to being controlled, or you are the one who's doing the controlling, or a little bit of both, out of a sense of scarcity, we got to really work on that. So, but then because this is the gap that I'm addressing, it's like you cannot sense real love or real support if you are in fear of somebody trying to have power over you, or they're trying to control you. So we all have some of that, at least 20% of that. And secure people are more, it's, I hear it, it's it's 15% or less. And this is just something I'm hearing intuitively. So they have more trust running through them. So they can recognize who's genuine and who's not. Okay. So that's, I'm just trying to present a picture of what's available. So, so that can have a skewed awareness of not being able to trust others. But remember, love is who you are. You know, God is love, earth is love, because we don't want to like crap on earth and be like, oh my God, it's this planet. It's not the planet. We got to choose more love, right? Like wholeness. You got to really trust love to be able to recognize the absence of it, okay? And that looks like trusting yourself and releasing some of the defenses that you have so that you can actually pick up more accurate answers intuitively. Okay. And you can assess that because basically, yeah, I'm hearing, should I address that right now? No, I'm hearing, I don't need to. So that's something that I address in the program. So basically, you know, you want to see how long you want to be in this control cycle, you know, of whether fear being controlled or controlling. And just healing from that. So, like I said, when you're avoidant, you might be resistant to people coming close to you because you just feel like they're going to control you. Okay? Or they're not going to allow you to be you. That's another thing, safe to be you. And then sometimes you can go into punishing people from that or trying to control them or being a contrarian or needing to prove your worthiness by being a contrarian. Okay? Like needing to, these are just examples. So, but at the core of it all, behind these things, there's a belief that love is not going to be safe, love is not going to be easy, love is not going to be fun, love is not going to be blissful. I miss love. That's what I pick up intuitively. So there's a sadness. There's a like, oh my God, that's big. I feel that like right there in the chest. It's like I miss joyful love, joyful bliss, joyful, just safety. Like everybody's trying to control me. That's the frequency that I feel. So so going on podcasts or debating like, yeah, love is so hard because of this. Love is so painful because of this. Because everything, everybody, and everyone is toxic, and like I could have some toxicity, and let me just glorify the toxicity, or let me just be like, yeah, I'm so bright, and everybody's so dark. It doesn't really help you, right? So you gotta get to a place where you really trust love, and you choose love. You choose that daily. And you don't lie to yourself. You just become more accurate. You become a seer of love, and you can see who's vibrating that. And if somebody's not, then you move past it, like you move in the other direction. And it's not something that breaks you. It's not something that takes from you. Okay. So these are words. Depending on where you're at, you may feel like, okay, cool, I feel complete. That could be and could be not be true. I'm being real because I work at the plane of consciousness. And just energy fields, and they could be past lives too. And so what you, I just feel like a lot of people felt like, oh God, yeah, good. You felt like a relief there. That's good. So for some of you, yeah, you could have done a big shift from that, and that's great. For other people though, because there's a lot of pain, sadness, grief, other things involved, you need more of that work to seal any holes that could be going on in your field or helping you strengthen your trust in love. So some of you, I'm hearing I do percentage, 15% of you listen to this and you're like, yeah, I'm good. You're passing the page on that and you feel really cool with that. And if that's you, let me know. Send me an email or write it here. I would love to know. Like a testimony would be great. This video really helped. Because that's how quick things can shift when you're working with somebody that can just sense energy really well in a clean way. And they're not trying to keep you in pain. And at the same time, for some of you, you're still connected to, I'm seeing like ex-partners, lovers who broke your heart, sadness. You're still connected to your mom's energy, to your dad's energy, about what's possible. You're trying to heal them through your frequency or your vibration. You're doing a lot for them. So for you, there is some of that, okay? And so, and then you hit another consciousness points of like anger, wrath, apathy, guilt. about that. So you go into a frequency of denial, right? And these emotions are repressed and you're not letting them go. So for you, trusting love is still not safe. And that's a clean feedback because what I'm committed to is never to take advantage of you. Like I want to help you cross a finish line where you're trusting love, you're trusting yourself, and you just manifest with ease and grace, right? No matter what. So I'm just giving you information. And for some of you, if you're too connected to the wrath, you're gonna get upset with me because I'm saying that, and you're gonna get angry about the work because you're not in a joyful learning energy. Okay, yeah. So I tend to work with high achievers who just want to get to their finish line, and who want to live joyfully and want to know how to replicate that, no matter what. There's no excuses about like what's happening, because you can help that way. There is a lot of abuse happening on Earth, sure, right? Like there is, and it's painful, and it makes me want to cry when I sense a lot of the pain and the heartache that I see. Okay. And I have to remind myself, in order for me to be helpful, I do one person at a time, right? I help one person at a time. Because within that, every person has so much capacity to change the negativity. Light workers need to feel safe and powerful. Okay. Because then you have influence and you can help other people that are in danger or in dark spaces. It's one person at a time. That's my motto, right? So, and there's no ceiling to what a light worker can do, right? Because they're committed to that integrity and to that joy and to helping and to taking care of themselves along the way, okay? Not neglecting themselves. So I hope I'm making sense. Like, I'm being the messenger and I also help guide. And for some, there's work for you to do. So ask within yourself, like, now, is there some of this work for me to do? And practice that truthfulness so that there's no blaming left behind where you're blaming, like, I really tried, but maybe you're not aware. The emotion is still repressed within you. And I see you kind of like just hanging around like a pool, like a, not a pool, but like a pool of mud is what I feel like. You're like, oh my God, why am I here? I see like this. So I just saw a vision that the angels showed me. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to address in regards to that. I'm gonna finish this video like that. If you would like to join Love is Easy, where I help you reprogram Love is Easy and help you trust love, and I address that, it's there. If you would like to join Joyfully Paid, it's there. I'm going to do a second part addressing Joyfully Paid because I don't want this video to be too long. And once again, thank you for watching. If you'd like to also join my higher level program, coaching, clearing work, helping you embody more of your intuition, it's called Joyfully, Joyful Sovereignty. I'm going to put my email below so that you can email me. I'm not going to put all the information out there because a lot of people are copying, right? And you got to live the message, okay? If you would like to train that with me, you can reach out to me as well so that you can train others to do it as well. You can for sure do that. And I would love to help and assist because it's all about community, right? And this whole antisocial, let me hide in the shadows, let me lurk, let me try to prove that I'm better. It's just an absence of self. And in order to prove yourself, you don't have to try to one up another person. It's time to end that programming, okay? So I'm sending much love, and I would love to see you in the programs, and I'm going to do another video now. Take care.